Rise and shine. It is Monday. It is 8:04. A couple of minutes after when I'd like to be here. My apologies, just doing the TV thing. But hey, good morning, rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. I'm meteorologist Eric Burris. We get together about 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully getting your day started off on the right note. We've got ourselves a cold front that is moving south, and as it does so, little by little, those skies are going to be clearing. We're going to be watching those temperatures kind of hanging out, doing their thing. And while this morning we do have plenty of clouds over top of us, it's important to note that the radar is nice and quiet. Let's take a live look in, at least if you're watching the live feed, let's take a live look in on our Tower Cam network. There's Marion County, right? And you can very clearly see the deck of clouds over top of us. So, yeah, we've got some gray sky, but we pop up our first warning live radar, and you'll notice it is a clean sweep. Okay, so nothing to worry about there. So let's talk about the forecast then. This morning, we're starting off with the gray skies, temperatures in the 60s for most of us. We'll work our way into the 70s by lunchtime and hang out about 73 or so this afternoon. So it's going to be a lovely day. We'll see more and more sun shining through the day today. And of course, little by little, that clearing sky will allow those temperatures to warm. So we've really got a nice stretch of weather ahead for us, right? At least for today. Looking a little further out, the good news, and I love this, in peeking at our 7 day forecast, watch here, okay? These temperatures don't exactly nudge down. I mean, they do eventually, but like for at least a work week. Look at this 73 for today, George Washington's birthday, AKA President's Day. We get to 77 tomorrow. We'll get to 83 on Wednesday, and we just keep warming, right? Little by little, it's going to be warmer and warmer and warmer. Good stuff. Lucy says, my lawn was thirsty. Right? Right? Yeah. We got a little bit of rainfall. Didn't get enough, but we got a little bit of rainfall. Let's take a look, as a matter of fact. Let me find that graphic. I made it this morning. Here we are. All right. So here's a look at how much rain fell yesterday. It's not going to cross over after midnight or what have you, but this is at least a pretty good idea. So, like Leesburg, you got an inch and a half. Winter Haven, you got about an inch and a half. Kissimmee, 4/10 of an inch. Sanford, 3/4 of an inch of rain. 3/4 of an inch in Deland. Not as much though here into Titusville. 1/100th of an inch of rain. So the heavier stuff was around Leesburg and around Lake County. Definitely a deluge. Had that severe thunderstorm warning, of course, yesterday. But here we are. Didn't get any strong wind, Nautilus says on YouTube, but we definitely got a solid hose of rain. I've never heard it called that, but okay. 1.3 inches and some nice lightning videos. All right, buddy. Jody says we needed more rain in Southeast Volusia. Yeah, I can concur with that. Let's do this. Let's pop up our live radar. Now, those are some official numbers, but what I'd like to do, I know you're here. Stand by. If we hit that button. All right, so here's the 24-hour rainfall. And so, like you were talking about like West Volusia, like some parts of West Volusia saw an inch of rain, others saw 6/10 of an inch of rain. I mean, that's still decent, right? But look into the metro here. Definitely got some decent stuff, again, in pockets here. And this is all Doppler radar indicated stuff, but like had a little pocket there, 2.1 inches of rain around Winter Park, Lake Jessup, 2 inches around Apopka, had 2.4 inches. So there were definitely some areas that got it. Now, here's the struggle that lays ahead. When we look to our 7 day forecast here, there's really not rain. We don't exactly see an optimistic picture here. There's just Anne Marie says 1.5 Palm Coast, my house. Very good. Frank says we didn't get much rain over here. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, bud. Well, and you know what's interesting too. So let's do this. Let me open up. We'll do that. I've got you. And let me switch over. I'm going to pull up some different model data here. If I hit this and then GFS, QPF, perfect. Okay, so this is the multi-run QPF, and I know I've shown this on here before. Give me a second. All right, I've got it pulled up. Now I have to get it set up so that I can share it with you. I hit that button, give it a second, hit that. Okay, all right. So this is the multi-run GFS rain, and it's going to be a little complex, but let's just roll with it. I'll explain it to you. All right. So basically, what you're seeing on the bottom here is the most recent run of the GFS. And notice it's showing a few sprinkles in there on Sunday, and then a few sprinkles in there next Friday, the like 20, was that the 27th? Yeah, the 27th. That's it. And so what you see is this is the run before, this is the run before, this is the run before, this is the run before. So it shows like we were looking at a decent opportunity for rain one, two, three, was that one, two, three, 4 runs ago, but it's super backed off on that. So what we're looking at here is a very low end opportunity for rainfall. That's the struggle. That's the GFS, not showing much of an opportunity for rain. So while yes, we did a good thing, we got an opportunity for a drought relief, we didn't get a ton. We had the chance to get a couple of showers. We got that. We got an inch to an inch and a half in some spots. But looking at the multi-run rain chances here, and this is what I love because it shows, like if you look, for example, it shows a consistency on rain Sunday into Monday, right? But we're not seeing consistency. We're seeing a few signals of showers ahead, but it's not anything significant or consistent. So that's the GFS. Let's look at the European. European showing an opportunity for showers into Sunday and then maybe into that Tuesday. But again, same idea. There are not significant or consistent opportunities for rain coming here over the next little while. So unfortunately, we're not exactly doing much to help our drought situation here. Sorry about that. Joan's asking, what are you drinking? Same thing I drink every morning, protein shake. Coffee flavored as it may be, but protein shake. Yeah. Kevin, good morning. Good morning. Had 0.98 on South Merritt Island. Did you really? Interesting. Interesting. Not good for the growing deficits in many areas. Yes. Now we do have, we do have that decent rain that fell. And when we look at the Keach Byram Drought Index, of course, it doesn't want to work right now. What about you? Are you going to want to work? The fire danger index? Of course, it doesn't want to work. All right, I'm probably going to have to restart the weather computer. That's fine. Here's what I could tell you. Today, with some slightly lowered humidity, definitely something that we're going to have to watch. It's going to be the fire danger threat. But overall, what we need is more rainfall. Instead, what we're getting is kind of these climbing temperatures this week. Now, if we look at the long range GFS, that Sunday, Monday timeframe, the showers that we're seeing there, that's going to be associated with a cold front. Is it going to give us much? Not a ton, but it's going to give us something. It's going to give us something. Millie, Facebook is being stubborn this morning and kicking me off when I comment, so I'm in listening mode. Sorry to hear that. So we do have, a cold front. Hold on one second here. What do they call that? Because when I just searched for good day. The smoke from the fire in Volusia County came into the track right as the race was beginning. We are in rough times when it comes to this drought. Just the rainfall numbers, and this is going to get updated obviously here post the rain that has just fallen, but you know, little by little, if we don't start to get rain soon, genuinely, we're going to be in trouble because the fire season, the real fire season, that kicks in like March, April. That's when fire season is really the biggest. So yeah, Jennifer's asking, do you think we will get another freeze? I don't, but figured I'd ask a professional. We don't see it in the forecast, but is there the potential of the pattern to shift back cold? Yeah, there's definitely that possibility. So I'm not done with winter. If I were to make it like a forecast, I would say it's hopefully not, but it's definitely a possibility. Oh, that's a cool shot. I'll show Melbourne on the air. Who remembers the fires of 1998? Well, I was talking about, what's funny is those of us that have been here for so long, like we can remember those. We can remember the 98 wildfires. A lot of people can't. We're heading into an El Nino year. That's going to be a concern. So yeah. Oliver, I still don't understand why I would receive controlled burn notices in this drought. Make sense. Well, burning on days that it won't get out of control, that helps to take care of fuel. So that's a good thing. That's an important thing. Just have to be smart about it. You're not going to do it when it's windy outside. For Tuesday, so that's the Chinese New Year. That's the Chinese New Year symbol. Jennifer, the year I turned 16, nothing but smoke smell all summer. You know what's funny? I tell everybody this story. I was a freshman in high school going into my freshman year. And that summer, I said to myself, it was a class called Personal Fitness and Life Management. It was the required PE class. You have to remember, I weighed like 280 pounds. I was not a runner. I was lazy. And I'm like, I'll take it during the summer. That way it'll rain and I won't have to go out and run. Of course, you can go out and run in the morning, but whatever. I was an idiot. I ended up just running in the smoke the whole time. Like perfect. So yeah, that was the summer of 98 for me. Love that. So smart. Sheila, I remember that too. Yeah. All right, we got a couple of stories in the stag box, so I'll be over at the Chroma Key. So we'll walk over there in a couple minutes. Tane says 98. Oh yes, the smoke was evacuating with the Army National Base Coordination. So for those that don't know, and we'll walk over the Chroma Key, in 1998, the wildfires were so bad that they actually had to evacuate Flagler County. And when I say that, I don't mean like parts of Flagler County. I mean like Flagler County was evacuated. Seriously. Jeannie Rowan says, I have to zoom to see the lantern, lest we not forget Mardi Gras. Maybe I'll throw the Mardi Gras logo on the 7-day, because, Universal's doing it. It's not, we had to make that 4-hour sister station in New Orleans. Mardi Gras, right? All right, stand by. By the way, I'm doing something different with the microphone today, and I'm curious, does the sound better? Tell me what you think. I moved the microphone to a different spot today, so I'm curious. I'm curious if the audio sounds any better. Would love to get your feedback on that, friends.
And the next Falcon 9 launch is on Wednesday. The launch opens up at 5 p.m. from 8 p.m.
All right, 8:18. We were talking about warm.
Yeah, and then you're all there. You know, air is not enough where you really need to kind of take it practice to be that.
It did nothing good other than it slowed our deficit building. It kind of gave us a little bit of a break. So in other words, today we're kind of sitting flat. By the end of this week, though, with no more rain in the forecast, we're going to continue to build on that deficit and be worse than we were before yesterday's rain. But the big story, interestingly enough, is tied to the cold front. As that cold front moved through, we're a little cooler today, but then the winds shift around again. And we're talking about the warmest temperatures that Central Florida has seen in months heading our direction. So let's look at the 7-day forecast. Yesterday, we were in the lower 80s for many spots. Today, it's the lower 70s, so it's going to be a cooler day. For tomorrow, it's 77. Watch Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, though. We're getting into the mid 80s. Yeah, and we're going to be warmer than we have been since November. Isn't that something? Here's our Friday afternoon. 85 degrees in Ocala, 85 degrees in Claremont, 86 Orlando, 81 in New Smyrna Beach, 77 in Palm Coast. So it's definitely a warm stretch of weather, but I want to show you, while yes, we're warming, this is the raw GFS model data. Notice though, Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, the 22nd, Monday, Tuesday, temperatures do look to drop. Highs early next week very well may be in the upper 60s with morning lows in the 30s and 40s. So somebody on Coffee Talk was asking, they're live over here, by the way. That's why I pointed that way. If we're done with the freezes. And, for now, for the next 15 days, we don't see any in Orlando. However, that 45 next Tuesday, the 24th, would put temperatures in the mid to upper 30s in Marion County. So we could be cold enough up that direction. Afterward, we warm, and then maybe another front coming in around the first couple of days of March. Now, in terms of rain, here's the thing I was also noticing. While, yes, we've got a cold front, this is through Sunday into Monday. We have less than 1/2 inch of rain falling. As a matter of fact, taking us all the way through the end of the month, we have 1/2 inch of rain left. So we're only going to continue to build and build into this fire danger threat. This morning, it's low clouds. This is in Melbourne at the airport, kind of looking off toward the barrier island there. And you can see a low cloud deck, broken as it may be. 63 in Melbourne, 63 Orlando. No rain showing up on our first warning live radar. Today, it's the lower 70s, mid 70s in some spots across the inland communities, 60s to the lower 70s back over to the beaches, and our 7-day forecast showing a great stretch of weather. Mostly dry, a sprinkle or two this weekend. That's going to be it through the rest of the month, basically, and temperatures warming to the mid 80s.
Eric, we continue to monitor the spread news happening out of our county.
Okay. So let's see here. The audio sounds clear. Okay, so is today better? Like, are you noticing a better audio today? Sounds like you're talking into the jar a little bit. Well, when I was projecting it. So what I did, I usually put the microphone under my tie, but today the microphone is sitting in my jacket pocket. So I'm not sure if it's better, but it sounds good. Sounds better. All right, I like that. See, we're making some subtle improvements here. That's what I'm hoping for. Michael says you sound all right, but it's picking up the background. It's not going to be perfect. Oh well. Shameless plug, right? Yeah. So Lauren's talking about the 98 wildfires. Lauren says, I lived in Flagler in 98. So when they did all the evacuations, so scary. Yeah. I mean, it's wild, right? Tim, can we move the laptop to the other side? There's nothing to put. I mean, I guess I could ask Ernesto to put a stool over there if you want to see it from the other side. Crystal clear. You sound fine. All right. Perfect. I don't know why people say that. Your audio has always been great on mine. Well, thank you, Ghosted Woman. I appreciate you very much.
So that little girl selling $75,000 of Girl Scout cookies. AI.
The jacket makes a good windscreen. Well, that's what I was thinking, right? All right. So, let me get this next weather hit set up because we've got these hits. Bada bing, bada boom. We need to get a roll around table for the laptop. Let me get this next weather hit set up, and then I will go try and find something so that I can put the laptop. Let's walk together. Let's see here. Patrick says today still the Spark STEM event going on. Might just go with my older daughter. I thank Eric and the Coffee Talk drive-through guest for the suggestion. I'm going to try and go today as well. All right. Ernesto, can I ask you a favor? Can I get a chair to put? They want to see the green screen from the other side. These needy. I know. Here. I know. I want you guys to see what's happening right now.
I don't mind doing it for them. I'm just not doing it for you.
I didn't ask for it. As long as y'all know. You guys are making Ernesto work harder than he already does. Look at this guy. Are you entertained? Are you not entertained? Thank you, buddy. It's a good man right there. Oliver says, really? Needy? I'm offended. You're also needy. Calling a spade a spade. Ernesto loves us. That guy, he's never signed on to Coffee Talk in his life. It's because you live it. You're here for it. You live it. Jason said Eric's Coffee Talkers. Ernesto, the real MVP. That's right. Ugh. I'm sitting down. I'm literally going to sit for like a minute and then have to go do this next hit. We're not needy, just nosy. That's acceptable. We can go with that. We're so needy, Lauren says. Yeah, it's okay. Listen, we all have our things. Let's see here. I lived in Wyoming for 8 years recently. The fire smoke from California, Montana. We haven't made our own. They're miserable. Yeah. Needy and greedy. Hey, it is what it is. It's a Monday. Lucy says you spoil. As long as it doesn't cost money, I'll spoil you. Because the best things in life are free. All right. Coffee Talk becomes needy nerds. You know, that's not the craziest thing. Don says, that's funny. Don says, you sucked us all in. Now we request. Okay. Nautilus Coffee Talk in the off season is the best. Y'all, speaking of the off season, I got to really start hammering away on that hurricane forecast. I got a lot of work to do with that. Ugh. James says, we as a group could definitely do the weather hit. Eric might have to do the Coffee Talk full time after, but we got this. You got this. Michael says those thunderstorms pretty big last night on the radar. There was some lightning to them. Yeah, there was the one severe thunderstorm warning. Thankful it didn't get any feistier, but yeah. Right? Jeannie Rowan says they are, though. Best things in life are free. That's true. Like really and really and really true. More every moment. Jeannie Rowan says hurricane season canceled. Wouldn't that be nice? I think Vault, we're already on. Am I taking this to break? Say that again. Thank you. Thank you. Where did my clicker go? All right. Could you use AI? So I would love to use AI to at least kind of get it a little bit set up, but I don't know that I've gotten enough training for it.
And this morning firefighters are working to make sure that a huge brush fire and torched dozens of acres and also the supply company west of Kissimmee. That's saying this is caught on fire 3 years ago. Officials do say that this latest fire is now 100% contained. Interagency coordination for Brevard County on I-95 from northbound. All of this because we got a serious crash that happened here. This off-ramp is
boy, that's a mess.
This is happening on the beach line this morning. And you can see that trailer there.
Oh, it's a mail truck.
Standstill. Take a look at the back up here, all the way up to before mile marker 205 here, and before mile marker 44. So give yourself some extra time to anything in this direction. Let's check it out.
All right, Meredith, good morning to you. Starting off with some low clouds here. You can still see a little bit of clearing through the clouds there. This is our Melbourne Tower cam over near the airport. It's 63 degrees over that direction, 63 in Orlando, 59 in the Villages. And through the day today, we start with plenty of clouds, but little by little, those clouds clear. 70 lunchtime, 73 our high. Tomorrow, 77. And then watch, we're off to the races. Friday is going to be the warmest day we have seen since early November. Getting toasty in town. Was that acceptable? I think we all owe Ernesto a thank you and a gift card, each and every one of us. Ow, I just hit my knee. Starting at the key. All right, hold on a second. I got to load this hit. Stand by, people. What tower cam? Haven't used Sanford yet today. Yeah, that's pretty. We'll use Sanford.
The 500, yeah. few weeks, 500, you know.
Diane says that was cool.
Days early.
Sorry, I wasn't watching. Of course, Oliver. Of course. We'll do it again for you, okay? Tara says it's okay. You have another. I know, right? I know. Very cool from the other side. All right, well, we could do the other side for one more hit.
Now in Sunrise, it's designed to help you find your keys, but one local man allegedly used it to track a woman. Police say that he was able to secretly hide an air tag inside the car.
And a life-saving heart procedure without cracking open the chest. This new performed by modern sun surgical team for the cheated game.
From local schools to businesses, the majority of places today are closed for President's Day. We're breaking it all down for you.
Sunrise on CW18 starts now.
Good morning, Dave.
Ooh,
Live with
it's
downtown
cloudy.
Orlando. We're off to a nice start today. Thanks for joining us on our Monday. American Examiner.
I'm Jason Guy. Yes, we saw rain overnight. That's moved out. It's going to moderate our temperature.
Ooh, look at you.
The heat is on, Eric.
Look at you, Jason, throwing out the weather nerd term. Good for you, buddy. He can be taught. So proud. So proud. Yeah, we are moderating. So today a little bit lower because of the cold front, but then it's on and on and on up from here. 70 degrees by lunchtime today, 73 our high. And notice we start off with all these clouds. We're going to get more and more sun shining. It's going to be gorgeous. You just showed that overcast-ish sky, mostly cloudy sky in downtown Orlando. Here's Lake Monroe. This is Sanford. Plenty of clouds over top of us. First warning live radar. Tracking nothing. So the clouds are all barking no bite, which is fine by me. Let's just get through a Monday morning and let's do it as easy as we can. 62 degrees in the city and in Sanford. It's 64 here in Melbourne, 63 in Kissimmee, and 59 for us in the Villages. So it's a beautiful forecast. Some spots don't make it out of the 60s, but most of our inland spots are in kind of the lower to mid 70s. Let's talk more, though, about kind of where we go from here, because this week does have, as Jason put it, moderating temperatures. I'm so proud. Jason, we'll see you in just a couple minutes.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's turn our attention to this trouble on the
All right.
Look at this. We've got all lanes shut down.
It's cloudy in West Melbourne. Debbie says Eric seems to be so far away from us. I don't like it. You want to be close. You want the warm hug. We'll just do it for today. We just did it for today. Boy. All right, so that's kind of where we're at, my friends. All right, another perspective, that's right. All right, so big weather story, climbing temperatures. We're into the lower and eventually mid 80s this week. All right, listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out for coffee.